Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today the addiction is real in Counter-Strike Go. A lot of you would want me to get into this game, but I've always been hesitant because I've just struggled with any first-person shooter that doesn't allow you to aim down sights. I know that sounds a little strange, but after I finally was able to get my 10 competitive wins and got into Gold Nova 3, I'm nothing to write home about. Like, I'm still struggling, I'm still working on it. I cannot stop playing this game. That said though, it is a little bit of a love-hate relationship. There are things that I adore about Counter-Strike, but then there are some other things that make you want to pull your hair out. And so I think the biggest thing that causes me to continue to want to play this game and fuels my addiction is really the gameplay and that competitive action. If you kill just one person, it feels like an accomplishment in Counter-Strike. As soon as you kill 2 or 3 people in one life, you feel like a god. Like, you feel like you just clutched for your entire team and you're the sole reason why you won that round. It's an amazing feeling. I have had more heart-pounding, sweaty palm moments in this last week in Counter-Strike compared to probably an entire year's worth of gaming in other first-person shooters and really just in gaming in general. It's ridiculous. I think this really is the heart of the reason why I continue to play. When you just kill one player, when you're able to win a firefight, it feels like an accomplishment. You want to get better. You want to just keep getting better and better, learning the weapons, learning the recoil, learning all the different sight lines, and it's because of that that I just cannot stop playing this game. Another thing that I have grown to love is the way that they've balanced out all of the weapons. I really wish more first-person shooters did this. In a game like Battlefield or Call of Duty or really every other first-person shooter out there, every gun needs to feel on par with all of the others, and because of this, you run into some serious weapon balance problems. And while I'm not trying to say that Counter-Strike is perfect in its weapon balance, because I don't think that's the case. I don't think you can ever have a perfect or flawless weapon balance in any first-person shooter. They get really close because of the way that they allocate certain monetary values to particular weapons. If you decide to pick up an SMG, for example, and drop $1,400 on it, you're gonna have a lot more firepower compared to just a standard pistol. Like, you're gonna be a lot better off than just running around with a pistol and a knife, but you're gonna have a hard time going toe-to-toe with someone who dropped even more money on an AK or even better, an AWP. The AWP is awesome, but the way that they're able to balance it out and they're able to balance out that one-shot killing potential is that not only do you not get a lot of money when you get kills with the AWP, but also it costs a ridiculous amount of cash. I love that type of dynamic. Another thing I love about it is that it has an inherent risk-reward type of system basically built right on in. If you decide to spend a pretty penny on the AWP, yes, you have a borderline overpowered weapon. Like, this sniper rifle is flat out fantastic, but if you do not get a lot of kills with it, you just spent a lot of money that really didn't help out your team. If the enemy is able to flank around and catch you off guard and they kill you and you drop the AWP, they can run over and pick up that weapon, and all of a sudden they now have one of the best weapons in the game, and it didn't cost them a thing. They basically got that for free. I have had rounds that have completely shifted into the enemy team's favor because they were able to kill our 2 operas, pick up those guns, and then we were left with no money. We couldn't buy any weapons to compete with those ops, and then we just got spanked continuously after that until we lost the match entirely. And so it's these types of decisions that you have to constantly make on the battlefield in Counter-Strike. Do I want to spend all this money? Am I confident enough that I'm going to be able to get a lot of kills? And if I'm not the best player, or they're able to get around and take me out, that could potentially shift all of the power, all of the momentum into their favor, and we could lose the game just because of those moments. I love that type of system. With all that being said though, even though I am thoroughly addicted to Counter-Strike, admittedly, I'm gonna play it right after I make today's video, there are some things about it that make you want to pull your hair out, and it really just comes down to the community. Not everyone in the community is an asshat. I've had teams where everyone is really kind. They're saying, nice shot, nicely done, we'll get him next round, it's okay, you know, really good try, nice job on the bomb plan. Those matches are awesome, and I would say that that's the majority of Counter-Strike, or at least what I've played so far, but then you have those rounds where you meet a Smurf. I hate Smurfs at this point. It doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen all the time, but when you go against someone who is 50-0 or like 50-4 by the end of it, you feel helpless. Like, there's nothing you can do against these types of players. They even fully admit that they're Smurfs. They're like, yeah, we're just trying to help out our friends rank up. And it's like, okay, that's great, but you basically just ruined the game for everyone that's in this round. This isn't fun for everyone. This took a good solid 30 minutes. You just wasted all of our time. Thanks for doing that. And when it happens 2 matches in a row, or even when you have a Smurf on your team, it's like, yeah, great, we just won, but I didn't improve my gameplay. I wasn't able to improve my skills. I didn't learn anything from this match. We just got carried by someone, and for me, that's not all that enjoyable. Maybe you guys will disagree with me. Maybe you think I just need to get good, but for me, having this amount of Smurfs in it does detract from the gameplay. And then you just get down to the people that are just straight rude. I mean, I joined around and he just immediately started flaming everyone. I immediately muted him, which is great, but in a game where you have open mics or potentially open mics for everyone involved, you want to have that communication, and it's very important that people are communicating over voice comms because this is a first-person shooter that relies upon it. But when he's just screaming at you, saying that you're the worst player ever, or your entire team is a pile of crap and he's having to carry us when he's really not, he's like at the lowest end of the scoreboard, it's annoying to deal with. And so while these moments don't happen all the time, when they do, they really detract from the gameplay, they detract from Counter-Strike overall, and I realize there really isn't anything that Valve can do against it, but it's one of those things that you do have to grit your teeth through, and it just is annoying when you encounter these types of players. But overall, if you can't tell, I am thoroughly enjoying my time in Counter-Strike Go. I recently just got ranked up to Gold Nova Master. It was an amazing feeling. I didn't even think I was going to be able to rank up. I was just going to be like, yep, Gold Nova 3 is where I'm going to sit for a long time, but apparently I've been just doing better and better and better, and it just makes me want to continue to play more and more. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you would like to see more Counter-Strike on my channel. It's not going to completely take over by any means, but would you like to maybe see some live gameplay with Jack or just live by myself? Does that sound enjoyable? Let me know down below. If you would ever like to join me on a live stream, I will leave a link down below in the description. I've been enjoying live streaming over this last month, and so if you ever like to do that, make sure to check out that link as well. Until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.